On his way home from work, as the sun dipped behind the trees, a man drove down a quiet, empty road. Suddenly, right in the middle of the road, he froze at a shocking sight. A small deer was trapped, its tiny body wrapped tightly by a massive python, struggling weakly in despair. His heart pounded as he slammed on the brakes. Thinking fast, he blasted his horn, hoping to scare the snake away. But the python held on, its thick coils squeezing even tighter, refusing to let go. He couldn't just stand by and watch. He flung the car door open and rushed to the roadside, searching frantically for a sturdy branch. His eyes landed on a dry, thick branch. He grabbed it and stepped cautiously toward the snake. Fear flickered inside him, but his determination and compassion burned stronger. Clenching the branch tightly, he swung it with all his might, striking the python to force it to release the deer. Finally, the snake loosened its grip and slowly slithered away into the bushes. The man let out a deep breath of relief. But what happened next surprised him even more. The deer didn't bolt away like he had expected. Instead, its frail legs trembled before it suddenly collapsed right at his feet. Its eyes were no longer filled with terror, but something else, gratitude. In that moment, something in his heart shifted. Just minutes ago, this fragile creature had been on the verge of death, and now it was looking at him as if he were its only savior. He knelt down carefully, reaching out a hand to touch its trembling fur. It didn't flinch. Instead, it leaned into his hand, seeking warmth and protection. He knew right then he couldn't just leave it here. So he decided to take it home. His family was surprised at first, but quickly embraced the little deer as part of their home. They prepared a warm, cozy spot for it, along with food and fresh water. In the first few days, the deer was still timid, curling up in a corner, its eyes wide and watchful. But the man and his family didn't give up. They cared for it patiently, feeding it milk from a small bottle and speaking to it softly every day. Little by little, the deer began to trust them. It no longer shrank away. Instead, it started following the man around the house, just like a loyal pet. Rather than hiding in dark corners, it now loved lying on a soft rug by the window, basking in the warm sunlight. Sometimes the most unexpected encounters lead to the most extraordinary bonds. From a helpless creature on the brink of death, the little deer had found a safe home and a loving family. Dear friends, thank you for taking the time to hear our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss our next stories.